Good evening. I have been very vocal about my views on eclectic Wicca and how, in my opinion, they put a bad light on paganism as a whole. You see, to me, paganism is very important. I want people to respect it, to show it proper respect. And to me, it just seems that we have all these eclectic Wiccans that are doing this, that they're just distorting what Wicca was, and it's turning into this mix of crap. I recently made a little diagram trying to explain this, and I'll show you the diagram now. Um, this chart that I'm showing you here, this is the 5-part history of paganism in my eyes. You see, in the beginning, paganism was very strong. It was vivid. It was full of different groups. I mean, we got your Celts, your Greeks, your Romans, and such and so forth. Each one was their own unique group. They had a good, strong culture. They were wonderful. And then Christianity came. Christianity went through and it was determined to take out paganism, and they succeeded in so many ways. Small pockets and small pieces of information about paganism existed, but on the most part it was wiped out. When all of the witchcraft laws were finally repealed, and it slowly started to become livable to be a pagan. Pagans started to come out of the shadows, out of hiding, and they worked with what limited information they had, what little bits and pieces, and they worked on rebuilding the pagan religions. They wasn't very much, but they were proud of it, and everybody worked on building their heritage beliefs. The Celts, they stayed true to being Celts. And then the New Agers came along. Um, it is my opinion that the New Agers, they needed something that was strictly their own, and so their disregard for structure and tradition, they took eclectic Wicca and turn it into a hodgepodge. They were smearing all these different parts of the various pagan religions and try to put them into this one unique, wonderful little part that they could say is theirs. And so instead of this strong group, we have this distorted mess. And that's what's happening today. What I fear is that the constant eclectic New Agers are going to constantly reinvent and distort paganism so much that they dismantle the foundation of paganism. What was called the old ways just disappears, and all these modern concepts that have no foundation in paganism will take over, and what was called the old ways would just fade away. You see, in modern Wicca, eclectic Wicca, they are willing to mix and match anything and everything. There is a lot of Christian Wiccans out there. They somehow take two opposing religions, mix match the parts they like, and then they get to claim that they are a Christo Wiccan. But you see, it's not just that. I recently watched a video by Gemma. She just changed her name. I think it's like by Feather, Branch, and Stone, um, in which she made a claim that just I didn't like. I thought it was wrong. And I'll play that part right now.
I like natural citrine. So this is actually a wand that I made for abundance magic that I've used a natural citrine point. So I've also used some green ribbon. So this one I like to use for money magic. And wands are really good because you can make different ones for different purposes. So this one is for money magic and I like to use this one.
And why did I say that it's wrong? You see, I'm going to quote Scott Cunningham. I got the book, The Living Wicca, on page 85, section 13, Creating a New Path. Scott Cunningham says this: if every Wiccan consistently reinvent every aspect of Wicca, tools, ritual forms, deity concepts, our religion as we know it would soon disappear. Lacking traditional forms and belief, it could hardly be passed on to others. Now, Gemma belongs to Idgath, which means I don't give a fuck. This is a concept Wiccan belief system that they have. And, here it is. They don't give a fuck, which means that they are shunning form, structure, tradition. They want to be able to take whatever they want and say it's good. And it's not good. The part I quote, she talked about using different wands for different purposes. And that one wand that she showed you was her money wand, her prosperity wand. Does she have a wand for emotions? Does she have a wand for vengeance? What I have believed, and I believe it is true for everybody, or I should say for most people that are pagan, that they have one wand, and that one wand handles all of their magic. You see, okay, we all have one wand. Here's mine. Okay, this is my one wand. I use it for everything. It doesn't matter if it's money, love, vengeance, whatever. This is the wand I use. Casting a circle, we get this out. It doesn't matter what I'm wanting. This is my wand. It reflects who I am and what I am. It has my style into it because it's supposed to handle all aspects of me. Okay? As I keep saying, my name is Blue, or Blue Sage Dragon in full, for my witch name. And what do we got here? Different shades of blue. Okay? It's my wand. That's simple. Our tools are just extensions of ourselves, but we also put our energies into them. And so when I do magical work, this is what I use to focus my energy on. I build a personal relationship with this tool. Because it's receiving my energies and all that, it becomes an erg form in a way. Because I have a bond with it. It has its own personality because it is a part of me. I believe tools can become erg forms because for me at work, there is equipment that I use a lot, and there are days when I'm off and I'm hearing people complaining about the pallet jack didn't work. Man, that thing was slow. It just had problems. I jump on it. She runs good as it can be. Tape machine didn't work worth a dang. It kept on jamming up, boxes flipping and all that. And I'm just going, okay, I'll take a look at it, turn her on, and, oh, tweak. She'll go now. I call my tape machine sweetheart. I call him my pallet jack, my girl, my sweet thing, and all that. I put my positive energy into these, and it creates a bond. And they work with me. I work with one wand. What Gemma is doing is creating all these wands. She's reinvented wands. And it takes away from the relationship, the energy, because, well, this one's used for money, and so this one knows my greed, my needs on that part. And so it doesn't get all of your energy. It's reserved for a special purpose. And I just don't see that as correct. And she's made quite a few videos, and she is talking about money magic, and and she also talked about Reiki. And the Reiki part just bothers me, because I see it happening again. It's not just Wicca that gets eclectic, gets bastardized. Anything that the New Agers want to touch that they can think is anyway spiritual, they bastardize it. Reiki was started in the 1920s in Japan. It is a Japanese form of spiritual healing. If I remember, Reiki meant spiritual energy or spiritual healing. That's what it is. It's a Japanese thing. And in my research, there was a Wiccan version of Reiki where it's talking about having the warrior goddesses energy embrace you as it heals you. Reiki. Warrior goddesses. Very Celtic, very Wiccan there, huh? There was literally a Celtic Wicca. Celtic Reiki. Celtic is one culture, Japanese is another culture. Here again, people are taking cultures and all that, throwing them together, and this is my version of Reiki. And they're bastardizing this. One of the reasons why the Native Americans didn't talk about their spirituality is they didn't want it to be hijacked. And slowly, we've been learning more and more about their spirituality, things that they wanted to keep secret, and it's being corrupted. Okay. This is another little quote by Gemma about Reiki. It shouldn't be a secret. It should be open to everybody. But, it's not being very respectful, in my opinion.
So it's just a really wonderful healing energy that you can use, and it's a really great system that you can combine with other systems and incorporate into your whole life if you want to. And I feel that it's needed in the world at this time. So the fact that it's accessible, people might be afraid that it's going to be watered down or not treated with the respect it deserves. I very much respect Reiki, and I know a lot of other people do as well who learned it really quickly. And we need all the healing that we can get, so it's the way that it's meant to be, in my opinion. And then I've got the Reiki Magic Guide to Self-Attunement. And this is a very controversial topic as well, the idea that people can receive the Reiki attunements without being attuned by a Reiki master. And having read this book, I'm actually really open to that idea. I'm glad that I had the experience that I did being attuned by my Reiki master and having the workshop, because it was an enjoyable experience. However, for me it kind of begs the question. It's kind of like my idea about witchcraft initiations within your witchcraft and occult traditions. Who initiated the first witch? Well, how did Grandmaster you know, Yusui, Grandmaster Yusui, who received the Reiki energy to start with. How did he receive it? You know, nobody attuned him. He received it when he went up on the mountain and did all his meditation and all that kind of thing. So I think that it's possible for other people to receive that energy without being attuned by a Reiki master. But yeah, and this book's really interesting. It's just got different little tips in there on how to use Reiki differently on your different minds, body and spirit levels, and ideas on using Reiki around the home. And there's tons of new symbols in this book. So you've got Essential Reiki by Diane Stein, and this was actually the first book to come out that published the symbols and some of the secret knowledge about Reiki, which before that point had been secret. You know, people didn't write down the symbols, which made it very hard to memorize them, whereas now, you know, you can purchase these little stones. Like I've got these little clear quartz Reiki symbol stones. So there's your Shoku-rei, and then you've got your Seiheki, and you know, your Daikumayo and your Honsha Shonen. So, you know, this knowledge isn't secret anymore, and I feel that it's meant to be accessible to people. And at this point in time in our, you know, the evolution of our earth and our human evolution, then we need all the healing we can get. So the way that Reiki has spread exponentially and just grown and exploded, I think is the way that it's meant to be. And so, yeah, I think it's really good that there are books like this out that share this knowledge.
You know, I was talking to my better half before making this video, and her and I were talking about how the New Age Wicca stuff, it's just contaminating everything. I did a video about oracle cards. These are just cards that people created. It's kind of like an eclectic tarot deck. You know, a tarot deck has structure, it has form, it has a story. And, well, people decided that they were going to create oracle decks, which is basically, you know, a bunch of themed images that somebody says, okay, and here's my story, and here, we'll sell it to you for $29.99. Got people making prayer beads. Prayer beads are not, from all my research, not based in paganism. They're based from other religions, such as the Hindus and the Catholics. And so my better half made the comment that all these eclectic Wiccans are building pagan puppy mills. They are taking any religious concept, any spiritual concept, they're throwing it together and go, here you go, here you go, we'll sell this, we'll sell that, we'll sell everything about it, and we're supposed to respect this. We can't. We shouldn't. We have people that have no regard to structure, to traditions, and purposes, and they're cherry picking it. You know, we complain about the Christians cherry picking the Bible, how they'll take this one Bible verse from this one book and say that means something, and thus they get to rant and rave on all of us non-believers. Shit. We got Wiccans that do the same damn thing. And it's embarrassing. I made a video not too long ago about saying, you know, basically, it's not pagan. You can believe whatever you want to. And that's fine. But I have the right to voice my opinion in saying it's not pagan. You can believe whatever you want to, and that's fine. But the moment that you go and try to teach it to other people, saying, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, that means that you're pimping it out. And you no longer are just following your religious beliefs, you are putting them on others. So, Gemma, guess what? You're telling people what they should do. You know, if they were wanting money and Reiki and all that crap. Well, guess what? That means that you were trying to teach it, you were trying to pimp it, and so you were not just following your beliefs, you were trying to impose them on others. And you're doing a damn bad job of it.
You know, Reiki is a really wonderful system that you can use synergistically with other healing systems. So whether it's crystal healing, you know, other forms of energy healing, to, you know, even just putting Reiki in, like your essential oils. I talked in my last video about my essential oils, which are already so amazing, but you just add Reiki to them and, you know, it makes them all that much better. And, you know, you can add it to your vitamins, your food and water. You can use it all over the house. I love to add Reiki to my mop water when I mop the house to help with my energy clearing.